Hey y'all, it's Indigo here, back with another round of Grand Arena Championships, the 3v3, about to wrap up. We're in the second round right now of the last week of it, so trying to finish strong. Don't really need any wins to hit Kyber, but, I'm going to try anyway, and, we always want to win and do the best we can, have a little bit of fun with it anyway. My opponent's already gone. He scored a bit low, 26-11. So I think I can beat that as long as I can one-shot everything. We'll just see how it goes. Let's take a look at the board here. So up top, he's got Geos with Django in there. He's got Nest with Queel and IG-11. He's got a Hux team and then a Grievous team. So, okay. Now we take a look at the bottom. He's got a full Darth Revan trio. He's got Bam with Han and Chewie. And then he's got that CLS team. So that's the way we're going to go first. No GLs showing. So they must be in the back. If he scored, the score he did, and he didn't do any better, he must be hiding something. So we're going to start off with JTR, BB-8, and R2. Everybody kind of knows this counter. It's the standard. It did fail me once when I went up against one of my guildmates, and he had R8 CLS. That wrecks this team. So if anyone R8s their CLS, you could potentially throw your opponent off and make them drop a battle, because I was able to get no progress whatsoever. But this one, it's not the case. It's just your standard R7, and I think all my crew members on the field here, the two droids and JTR, are all R7 on my side. So it's even enough match. As long as you get them ability blocks, that helps out a lot too. Being able to just control the battle with the ability blocks and the turn meter reduction, and then you gain in turn meter every time you proc those exposes. That's what we're trying to do. So we got rid of Chupio, and now working on CLS, trying to keep him in check so that he doesn't go crazy or do anything. Keep calling BB-8 so that way we can get the double tap where we call BB-8 and then somebody else gets called too. So I like that. I think we're doing pretty good here. Can't really do anything to gain back protection, but we don't need to. Looks like I was able to get the 54. Everybody was good. So on to the next one. We'll take out his Darth Revan team with just Supreme Leader Kylo solo. Been using this a lot lately because not only is it super easy and it just shits all over their Darth Revan team, it's also reliable, like set in stone, because if you use Jedi or you try some Vader comp, that could fail you. If things go wrong and you missed a variable, like so-and-so goes first or lands this or does this, you could fail. And so rather than mess with any of that, I've just been keeping Kylo to do for that. And then you don't have to worry about it. You get your 55 banners and call it good. And now we're going after his... So he's got Bam with Han and Chewie. So rather than mess around, I'm going to burn another GL here and just do C solo. And so I kept all my GLs. This last week, I figured all I needed was to clear the boards to win, get about 2,600 points every round, even if I don't get any wins at all. 2,600 for a full clear, and I should be good to go, to hit Kyber. So that's what I'm aiming for. And so if my opponent wanted to be an asshole and set all 4 GLs and plus his Darth Revan plus the gas team, I wanted to be able to clear that no matter what was there. So I'm just going for the full clears, trying to be as efficient as I can. It's not really my strong suit, but I figure keeping all 4 GLs will help me get the job done. If I don't clear a zone, that could screw up my Kyber chances if I don't get any wins to help offset that. So I broke through in the front, open up the back. He is hiding a GL back there. He's got Jedi Master Luke, which is kind of different. I mean, nobody really sets that, or I haven't run into it too much. It's a shame I just burned my C there, because he would have done really good against that JML. Nothing I can do with that. Let's go ahead and take out some more of these teams, and we'll worry about what we're going to use on his JML later. So we'll start off by taking out his nest with Queel and IG-11. Now, I set this team a couple times. It's not as tough as it sounds like it would be. I thought for sure Queel is going to pump up Nest, and Nest will be able to do some pretty heavy damage and put in work, maybe kill somebody. And that's not really the case here, because someone pointed out, well, they could just Traya it, and that's the end of it. So I did that already, I think at least once, and so doing it again, all you have to do is isolate Nest. Once you do that, she's not going to counterattack, and then you just drain the cooldowns with Nihilus and, Held by Hatred, all that good stuff. Just worry about keeping your team alive, which isn't too hard, and then as soon as Annihilate comes up, there you go. There goes Nest. Take her out pretty quick, and that's all the teeth on this team. Between Queel and IG-11, they've got some staying power, but they don't have a lot of damage with just the two of them, so it's just a matter of biding your time and wait until Annihilate comes back around, and then you just take out one of them that way, usually IG-11. So I isolated IG, that way he couldn't taunt, and then I can just work on Queel, try to get him down just by killing him regular, and then that way when Annihilate comes back around, I'll use that on IG-11 and be done. So I got Queel into the red, took him out. Now I've just got IG left, so I'm waiting on Annihilate, and there we go. Now it's not pretty because you don't get all your protection, so 51 banners there. Now we're going against his Grievous. I tried the Mon Mothma team. It didn't work out for me so well, and I got crappy banners that way, but I do know that Nightsisters work, so I'm going to go ahead and just keep doing that. Go with what I know and go with what works. I know Mon Mothma could get higher banners, but I know Nightsisters will beat it for sure. I mean, I haven't really struggled with them. As long as you got Zombie in there, that's a pretty good safety net. You see Zombie just tanking the hits from Droidica like a champ. I just got to make sure Daka doesn't end up tanking it. If Zombie doesn't have taunt or something. So I keep working on the board here. I'm stuck with Mark on Droidica, and he's got that damage immunity, so there's nothing I can really do there. You can end up stacking some Plague. Thankfully, the other droid died. Now I got a stun on Droidica. So now I'm finally making some progress. There went Droidica. Now it's just a lone Grievous. And from this point, you just stun him, dogpile him, load up on the Plague, do what we can. I do like that Zombie has tenacity down on basic. Just helps land all those extra debuffs and get Plague and everything to stick, all the stuns. And then the special from Zombie helps with the healing and landing more Plague. So there we go. 51 banners, pretty quick and easy there. Now we're going to take out his Hux team. I don't know if this is the best team to take out a Hux team, but it's worked pretty reliably for me. I've used EP, Vader, and Thrawn, and as long as you're not using them elsewhere, they seem to go okay here, because it's Hux with Faust for a taunt and then Red Trooper. So I want to take out Red Trooper so that he's not going to go crazy when I kill somebody else and do heavy damage. Take out one of my characters. So I got to keep that in mind, but I also do want to take out Hux so I can start gaining all that bonus turn meter, which is what this team is good for. So, going to work on that. Going to Merciless here. I don't really have any debuffs or anything. Can't land ability block to save my life on a Red Trooper anyway. Not sure why I decided to call Faust, but I did it anyway, so there we go. I've got EP up, so I'm trying to think of who should I go after. Maybe I should have went for Shock on Faust, I don't know, but I went on Hux to try to do more damage to take him out. Then that procs Red's bonus turn, but since there were debuffs on the field, he just used his special to cleanse them off, and that's fine. He didn't do a big hit to everybody. Try to land another ability block, no dice there. Had to fracture Faust because he had taunt up. Try to land a stun. Thankfully, I got it on Red Trooper. So now that he's stunned, he's not going to be able to go off and do a big hit on me. We'll take him out. Now we'll work on Faust and see if I can't circle back around to Thrawn to gain a little bit more protection if I can. So that's what I'm trying to do here. That's why I didn't go into Merciless. So it's Thrawn's turn. I was seeing if I could top anybody off. I think Thrawn will top himself off there. And I threw it over to EP. It wasn't quite enough to get rid of him. Didn't go into Merciless again because I'm thinking, man, if I can make it back around one more time. But I wasn't able to. Faust went and died from dots. So only 52 banners there. I've got one squad left to the top. But I'm going to put that on pause for now. And go down to the bottom and start working through these teams while I think of what I'm going to use. You know, I don't know how everyone else does it. But I get some teams that I'm going to use, and I start using those, and then I like to see what's left. I don't just sit there and plan out every matchup, and then that's what I use. I like to just see what's left, and then see what I can make out of that, and go from there. I don't know, it's fun that way. So let's take out his JML, and I'm going to basically mirror it with my own JML. I've got Cam for the damage, and then I've got Hermit Yoda to help with the healing, Master's Training, all that good stuff. Figure as long as I got Cam there, I should be okay. Not getting any big hits because GK in there is really smart. Helps with that, what is it, crit hit immunity that he puts up. And then they also get a lot of foresight from Grandmaster Yoda, spreading buffs, and from GK, you know, his ability. So you got to watch out for all this foresight and crit avoidance that he gives. So you're not going to hit very hard. Kind of sucks, you know. And I'm stuck on JML dealing with him because he's with all Jedi, so he's going to taunt. I got to kind of work my way down and get him down bit by bit. Thankfully, Cam is there, so he does hit pretty hard, and he's got the double tap on basic. They're stuck on my JML, so he's going to tank it out as best he can, but they've already got their ultimate up, so I'm kind of falling behind here. Got to do something. I'm like, please don't let me lose Cam. That's my main damage dealer, and him throwing down those armor shreds is pretty helpful. Working on JML now. I got him down into the red right there. So I'm just like, please let me be able to finish him off, and then things will be much easier. So I keep calling Cam so he gets those double tap attacks, and he was able to take him out. And that was a huge weight off my shoulders to get rid of that guy. And now it's just GK and GMY, and they're not going to be able to stand up to anything. So keep sending Cam after him, let him do his thing. And then now it's just Yoda left. Try and see if there's any way I can recoup anything, but I don't think so. I'm just too low on protection to really do much of anything. Didn't need to go into ultimate, just finish off with an AoE. 51 banners, but at least his GL team is down. Let's see, next up. Okay, I set this team once or twice, and it's L3 with Resistance Hero, Finn, and Poe. And the reason you said L3 there, I mean, there's no lead ability, but it's a pre-taunt and a reoccurring taunt if L3 gets to go. So it's just something to kind of annoy your opponent and hopefully stop M troopers. But then I saw that an opponent used this lineup where they use Veers, Piet, and Moff Gideon, and you're able to get rid of the taunt and go around and still do enough damage to take out Finn and Poe, and then circle back to L3, and there's 54 banners right there. So yeah, wasn't a very good strategy, but at least now I know, so I won't be using that team again, I think. Next up is his Nightsisters, and I took in Padme. So I took in Padme and GK, and then Snips, I brought her in because that way she can dispel Zombie's taunt. I thought, okay, if we can dispel taunt, then we can work on Mother Talzin and try to get her out. So that was my whole goal. It does not go like that, however. Every time I seem to dispel Zombie's taunt, I can't get enough damage in before Zombie gets the taunt back. And I also can't get enough damage to just kill Zombie a couple times so that she doesn't move. And look at that, they were able to take out my GK, and once he's gone, there goes my main tank. Like, he's the one tanking it out, doing his job there. So now they can go after who they want, and Padme and Snips are both a lot squishier than a Relic 8 GK. So that was not good at all. Down to my 2, and I feel like I've made no progress. And look at that, Snips just gets taken out. Now it's just Padme. She's gone. So lost that one. I mean, that sucked. My opponent did leave me some room, so thankfully I can come in with bounty hunters and just try to clean it up that way. I was like, what am I going to use? It seems like I haven't had to deal with Nightsisters too much because people are saving them for offense. So I've got bounty hunters. They've got a lot of healing, thankfully, with Grief in there, and then Bosk lead, and, you know, he does his thing. So I just want to try and pop that contract. Then I know I'll be in good shape and be able to start disintegrating people. Look at that. They went after Mando, killed him once, then hit Grief. Thankfully, then Bosk was able to get a taunt up so that he can take some of the damage. But now I can't ignore taunt with Mando anymore, so I'm stuck on Zombie. He's got his disintegrate up, which sucks because I wish I could disintegrate somebody. But, you know, there's nothing I can do. So try to go after Zombie, get a kill in, you know, do what I had to do, and hopefully disintegrate somebody the next time around. So I got a kill on Zombie. Now I'm going after Talzin. Tried to get a kill in there, but since I have Disintegrate up, I'll just go ahead and use it and Disintegrate Talzin. Now I just have Spirit to worry about, so that's much easier than having to worry about Talzin doing Plague and Mass Assist and everything. So that's what the plan is. It seems to be working okay. Zombie does have Taunt back, but I don't think that'll stop me now that Talzin's gone, because Disintegrate will come back around eventually, and if it doesn't, you know, I've still got my mass attacks from Grief and Bosk. So keep going after Spirit here. The mass attack was able to take her out once. There's Bosk's attack, and look at that, Disintegrate came up anyway, so we'll use it. Now neither of them can come back, and it's just Zombie. Trying to heal up a little bit there. Almost got her down, and there we go. Not perfect. 34 banners, though. That's best I can hope for on a cleanup. At least got it done. Now I just got to get through this Padme team. I'll be in much better shape. So let's try and take them out. So this is something different that I tried, and because I've kind of seen it work against me, but I thought, I don't know if it'll work in threes, but let's give it a shot. It's CLS with Chewie, and then Chupio, throw him in there instead of Han. And that way you get the blind and you get the AoE damage. So both of them have AoE damage. So on paper, this should work out. I just want to try and get Anakin out there. I've got Chupio's big AoE, so I went ahead and used that. Try to focus down Anakin and get him out of there. He's got that protection up. Well, we'll keep going after him anyway. Just trying to get him out of there if I can. CLS up, so a basic puts him in the red. Now I can do the AoE again, took him out. And that's all I need. Just got to grind them down one at a time and call it good that way. So I'm just trying to do as much damage as I can. Even though they get protection up, we'll still take the big swings when we can get them. Now Chupio's up. He's got his AoE, so we'll try and use that. Put her in the red, another AoE. There we go. Just keep knocking them down one by one. Just got Snips left to deal with. Take her out. Look at that, 53 banners. So it worked out pretty well. Glad I got that done. Bottom section done. Now I just got this last team at the top to take out, the Geos with Jango in there. So we'll take them out and see what kind of ships he's got waiting for us in the back. And look at what I got saved for these guys. I really didn't know what to use here, because with Jango in there, he's definitely going to rocket something and try to kill somebody. So if they got to kill somebody, it might as well be Watt. You know, Rey's not going anywhere. She should be able to do enough damage to get it done. But I've never tried this. I've tried Supreme Leader Kylo against Geos, and that works fine. But I've never tried it with Rey. I'm not really an expert on using her for offense. I throw her on defense a lot of the time. Look at that. She's tanking them hits like a champ. She does gain back a lot of protection from that tech, so that's pretty good. The good thing is she does have the whirlwinds, so use those there. Got rid of the brute. Unfortunately, Alpha goes right after that and resummons another brute, so it's like I made no progress at all. I figure I gotta get a couple ultimates down, and then that way it'll do a lot of damage at once. I was able to get a kill on Jango, so that was good. I've got everybody else kind of in the low health range, so I'm trying to just keep them that way. But there I go. I killed Brute again, and Alpha turns around and summons another one. So they end up healing right back up. It's just something I got to keep doing. When I started to use my basics here, I'm like, if I can just kill Alpha, kill the Brute, then I can work on everybody else, including Alpha, while his ability's on cooldown and he can't summon another one. So that's what I'm trying to do. Just get him out, and that way he can't keep summoning another one. He's going to have to wait a little bit. So instead of Lifeblood, just keep using the basics, because I've got that tank tech that Watt put down to keep giving me protection back. So that should help me that way. Made a little bit of progress, not a ton, but I do have ultimate up again. So we'll go ahead and just try it and try to do another ultimate, see how much damage that does. That was enough to kill Jango, thankfully, and kill the other Geo. So now I've finally made some decent progress. I killed Brute, but Alpha just turned around and brought him right back. So I'll kill him again. And now it's just Alpha, and he can't summon another one. So let's try and take him out before he can. Done and dusted. 52 banners. That's good enough for me. That kills the last ground squad, so I can open up his fleet and see what he's hiding back there. Show you guys what he put down, because I did remember to record that. So he's got Malevolence, and then he's got an Empire fleet. So as long as I can get through these okay, you know, I should be okay score-wise to beat him. He's got 26-11. I just got to do a little bit better than that. I do have some wiggle room in case I mess things up. I was able to take out his Empire with my Malevolence for 58 banners, not the greatest. And I did screw up on his Malevolence. I went in with my Negotiator and somehow fucked that one all up and lost it and whatever. So I ended up cleaning up with the Rebels against what was left and got 47 there. Thankfully, even though I was crappy on the ships, I had only dropped that one battle on the ground, and that left me with enough, you know, high enough score to be able to beat him just barely. So I got 26-23 to his 26-11. Was not perfect at all, but a win's a win, even if by a few points. I didn't even need the win, but it feels good to just, you know, win and try to finish strong. So that's the end of round 2, and I'll show you guys how round 3 went in another day or so. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.